Mm. And then Bob freezes right as we go live. We are live.
Oh,
Yes.
is there an intro video? Maybe he could play that or something.
No, he has ones he does for the Star Trek stuff and for his Days of streams, but we don't have one made for this.
Okay, so it's Bob's channel. Am I allowed to use slurs?
I don't know how far he wants to go into that. I would be trepidatious with some of them because YouTube, but he's more open to it.
Listen, YouTube, I can use the slurs because I am. Seriously, I even have it down there. It's in this. It's in my tag. So
is this when I call myself a scalping squaw? And Fatal's like, okay, that just made me uncomfortable half a sec, but also comfortable. Penis juice.
You know what? I'm surprised. I'm surprised we don't have a card of Eagle Rider doing, or I'm surprised we don't have a card in the deck that mentions you scalping somebody's pubic hairs.
You don't scalp the hairs. You scalp the skin under the hair too.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Like, just scalp it. Just,
okay.
Take it right off.
Well, scalping the other head could be a card.
And for the other, yeah, and for the men, the really hairy ones, you can just keep on going all the way around.
You know, we are live, right?
Yes.
I don't care.
Okay.
Listen, we're going to be going into some degenerate topics. We might as well just get a little degenerate.
Okay. All right. So, you know.
So, because
we were waiting for your stupid ass anyways.
Just figuring anyway. Yeah. This was going to be a Days of Our Indie thing, but they say, no, it's going to be a broader discussion than that. So she will be used as an example. But, you know,
why did you have to even mention those?
We're going to get to her eventually. Okay.
Yeah, but why did you have to mention the streams I don't want to be a part of?
You're not a part of this. It's a separate thing.
You're not getting the point.
Anyway.
She doesn't want to be a part of the discussion.
Mm-hmm. Well, anyway, it's part of the thing because one thing that India's been confused about, why her new stuff isn't really drawing the boys around. Because, well, most boys, either proclivity, aren't really interested in this.
Well, after looking at the website at face value, I can tell you one thing. Mm-hmm. It all starts off cutesy, very female-y, very cosplay. Like, I looked at her for a second at the very beginning, and I thought she was like cosplaying somebody from Darkstalkers. That's what I literally thought at first. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, okay, I could see why this would generate some interest amongst the male crowd, especially the nerds, those fantastic nerds. Mm-hmm. And
that's what she built her business on, frankly.
Yeah, and but sometimes a lot of those fantastic nerds, they're very conventional, if you will. Mm-hmm. They
like girls like me. I mean,
they like girls. So
and they like curves, and they like titties, and they like bouncing titties, and they like all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But
yeah. Again, full disclosure for those who haven't been following this stuff, Indigo White been doing amateur porn for 10 years now. And about a year and a half ago, based on the foundation of her having diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety disorder, and a few other things, a year and a half ago, woke up one morning and decided, I'm actually a man. Never mind, we got 10 years of documentary footage that she is very much a biological female. Has built her entire business and reputation on being a biological female. Suddenly decided, no, she's actually a guy.
Yeah, when you do that...
we won't get into the... I got a whole series of videos making that one.
Well, which I'm staying as far away from as possible.
Yeah, I will say this, just automatically switching like that after years and years and years. First off, you built your brand. Mm-hmm. Your brand is something that you gotta... Your brand is something from start to finish, typically.
Yeah, she turns 29 and started next month. Okay, so...
Well, lucky her, him, whatever.
In about a week and a half, I think.
I mean, the thing is I've seen people do this, and I've seen people... Now, when I used to work at the pot shop, I ran into a number of people who were trans,
Mhm.
trans women. And they showed me their original IDs.
Mhm.
I had one motherfucker coming
Mhm.
in here. He looked like Grizzly fucking Adams, dude.
Mhm.
But that was his ID or her ID that he gave me. Whatever. That was the ID that they gave me.
Just male to female, or female,
Male to female. They
male to
gave
female,
So the original ID was the
Mhm.
one with they looked like Grizzly fucking Adams,
Mhm.
but then out of nowhere, I saw when I saw them,
Mhm.
I could not fucking tell that they were ever a guy. Like I
Mhm.
was just like,
See,
holy
that-
fuck.
There is one issue I have with that, and it's not because I don't really have a problem with people who have
Mhm.
actual dysphoria and stuff.
Yeah.
In giving them support and helping them affirm their beliefs, their personality and stuff,
Yeah.
even though it is still a mental issue.
Genuine
Speaking as somebody-
transactions.
Speaking as somebody who had severe dysphoric issues for 15 years, it is still a mental condition, whether they want to acknowledge that or not. But I don't mind letting them live that life, do your best life and stuff. But I have a problem with changing the gender on ID because DNA testing at crime scenes requires gender-specific DNA.
Yeah.
To find predators or the possible suspects or stuff. And that actually can be affected by changing ID on the gender on ID, because most cops don't look to, oh, is this person trans? Is this person changed theirs? Is this person on hormones that make it more complex or hard to see or stuff? There's complications, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Indy has had her driver's license changed to show male, so it's like, even though she doesn't fool a damn person.
Well, the problem is that when you try to, it doesn't make sense to me when you try to. I mean, I can understand why they try to mess with the mystery. Like what they were doing in the video, sure, it seemed kind of. Everybody had their critiques on it, but what I thought about some of the techniques that they were doing in the video, trying to keep the mystery behind it, like is it real, is it fake? Obviously, they had me asking questions.
Yeah,
it only made me want to watch more just to find out.
Which video is this now? Is this the one I linked to you?
Yeah, the one that you just sent me. So
this is the Peach Alpha video she did a while back,
and
this is one that got banned off of Fansly. We don't know why.
Really?
She's got weirder stuff than that on, but this one got yanked.
I still don't understand why it got yanked in the first place.
No, nobody.
No, because Fansly and OnlyFans says far worse. Look, I'm not a fan. I absolutely actually think that this person is taking advantage of the fans and taking advantage of the people paying and lying to them and other stuff. But look, there's far worse stuff up there. There's not a justification for pulling the account like that, and it shouldn't have really been done.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think her Pornhub account got nuked because I think as a result, ostensibly it's because there were some old boy-girl videos of hers with her and her boyfriend from high school, and they insisted on getting a release from that. Well, she didn't want them up in the first place. That was some of the stuff being leaked to Pornhub.
Ooh.
And she'd been fighting for years to have them. No, pull them down. I don't want them up there. But I think what was going on. Well, I think
part of it that I saw posts about. He doesn't consent to this.
Well, she didn't want them up in the first place. She'd been fighting for years. Pull them down. I don't want them up.
Yeah, it's like
that's
the,
what get them
the
destroyed.
People in the video didn't want to be on the posted.
Yeah. But I think what was mainly going on was she started her trans thing, and the idea at first was it'd still be 50% boy content, and it's still doing 50% of the old girls content.
See, that just doesn't work.
Yeah, I know. And thing is, she got the gender changed on Pornhub to a trans man, and the videos go up. And thing is, you go on if you're looking for trans man, your trans boy, femboy stuff on Pornhub. You follow it up. She was still fairly highly ranked, not as high as she used to be, but she was still in the 50s. So it comes up, and you're looking for a live dick. What the fuck is this?
Well, yeah, that's the part that really
people start complaining.
And I have no idea what that ranking system on Pornhub means at all.
Me neither. I don't really. Pornhub's not my tip.
Well, like how
site.
What it's prefer what fans how many like them.
But
she was consistently in the 30s for a long time.
Well,
thousands of people on Pornhub.
This
Accuse
is
them
what
of
I
starting up a
don't
thing.
understand is that I understand when somebody when there's a guy that does femboy content and then switches to and wants to be a trans girl or what have you.
Yeah. Mhm.
Cool, whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
I get it.
Mhm.
I'm still not going to watch your content because eventually it's going to change and I'm not going to be interested. All right.
Yeah. Mhm.
That thing that I'm interested in is all of a sudden going to go bye-bye.
Yeah.
Eventually, unless you don't
Mhm.
plan on getting rid of it, you just preferred to stay in between a new half or what have you.
Yeah.
So,
And those are weird, honestly.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob.
see,
What?
They're gonna.
This better be
attempt
relevant.
another delivery tomorrow.
it's not
Fine.
relevant.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Mhm.
so you have a lot of that content with
Mhm.
with them switching in, but it's not going to interest me because eventually it
Mhm.
might change. Otherwise, you're going to stay, or people
Yeah.
who want to stay in
Mhm.
between. I don't care. Fine,
Yeah.
be you.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, the thing
Mhm.
is, at first glance, this indigo person is first off very attractive. I can tell.
Yeah.
It's, but the thing is that her niche, his, what have you, niche content.
Mhm.
It's
So
It's-
niche it doesn't
it-
exist.
Well, no,
It does, but
It
it's a
does.
niche within a niche within a niche.
yeah,
Mhm.
it's very niche.
Yeah.
Like you have to really find the right audience, and if you've been
Mhm.
and another like and shooting your like
Mhm.
essentially just sacrificing your entire fan base to the, just like I don't like you no more.
Yeah. The hope that somebody's gonna, new ones are gonna come in.
Yeah, your content is so niche. I've seen accounts. Now, granted, these are all small accounts, but they are so fucking popular.
Mhm.
Small, but I see them getting like 120 retweets and
Mhm.
500, 600 likes, and
Yeah.
I asked myself how.
Mhm.
So, and I'm not kidding. I've seen
Mhm.
these, like this person is like maybe 27, 26, 27 years old.
Indie, or
No,
Sh-
no,
or
Not
what
even-
are you talking about? What are you talking
no,
about?
this is all on Twitter. These are
Okay.
accounts on Twitter.
Alright.
They do
Mhm.
have fansleys and stuff, but
Yeah. Mhm.
I don't see them advertising. This is all on Twitter.
Yeah. Mhm.
This person I'm referencing, I will not give a name.
Okay.
I prefer to respect
Okay.
my
that's fine.
followers and
That's
mutuals
Mhm.
on that account, so I will not give a name. But this
Yeah.
person is probably 26, 27 years old,
Mhm. Yeah.
super obese.
Mm.
We're talking super obese. Masculine
Means-
body,
I mean, there's an audience for everybody. Yeah.
masculine body,
Mm-hmm.
but they're trans and they call themselves mommy, but everything on them is
They're
you'd
still
say male.
there's still a live dick down there.
Yep, live everything. Like, and they just they have this.
Mhm.
To me, sometimes I wonder, is it like a personality thing? I don't know, but
I'd say
They-
yes.
yeah, I don't know. But the thing is, it's like but they do trans content, and for some strange reason, it's absolutely fucking popular. I don't know what it is,
Mhm.
but the for some strange reason, the chubby porn is getting huge.
Hmm.
Pun
It's-
intended, right?
Actually,
Sorry.
no, not.
Mhm.
It's popular. It is very popular.
Okay, I'm starting to understand my fan base. Anyway,
There we go.
continue.
All right.
It's between like for a lot of the men, they want, for a lot of the men out there that I see, they want some, especially sometimes even myself, when
Yeah.
I see the content, I want some meat on people. I want to see some meat, not necessarily like Tetsuo.
Not jelly rolls that are rolling
I don't-
and stuff.
I don't-
No, but
I
chunks
don't
of
wanna-
curve.
I was gonna say I want to see. I don't
Yeah,
want to
not-
see Tetsuo Akira from Akira.
Not
like,
Boogie.
ending
Not Boogie at his peak. No.
I don't want to see Tetsuo
Mhm.
Akira like blob.
Yeah. Mhm.
I
Yeah.
want to see somebody curvy, got some, little
Mhm.
pudgy. Pudgy's okay.
Yeah.
I want to see somebody with meat
I
and
want to see
maybe
a
a little
dad
bit of
bod,
muscle.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine
All right.
because I got one. I don't mind. So,
Mhm.
that's fine.
Butt
Mhm.
toy.
but it's also the same thing as a lot of men. They like women who are a whole handful of women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as Reba would put it. So,
look, I
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen the picture of my sister or not. She
I'm not.
is freaking hot.
The one that looks like it, looks Cherokee.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she's freaking hot. I am nowhere near as pretty as she is. It's just flat out fucking fact.
hey, okay, hold on a sec. I might have a different opinion.
I'm getting the picture to send you.
Thank you.
All right. Mm-hmm.
I have to scroll a bit to where I had it last.
Yeah, listen, I might have a different opinion. I might find you more fabulous than I find her. So just
She was always the bombshell, but overall, while she had more boyfriends, I had a lot more guys aggressively wanting me.
Mm-hmm. Go figure.
I'm looking for the full body shot I had of her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Panthers back.
No, well, in the case of Indy, she started off as doing the fitness model thing on Tumblr. When she
you
started,
really
when she
you
was
really
16.
deep dived this.
I
didn't
have.
you?
I have done a lot of on her. Because I've had supporters of her that are irritated at what she's doing. Bring me stuff and put. Hey, here's the link to host. I'm going back years. Again, her.
And Captain Save-A-Ho, please do your work.
Yes, I'm doing what I can. I've been cheering on by the crowd saying, "Please save her. We're worried about her."
Hey, Bob.
Seriously, one guy supposedly killed himself over this shit. So I feel kind of morally obligated to follow through on this.
I'm trying to follow your hand on this.
Other stuff, but
Let me see if I can
Yes.
find this other picture real quick here.
I mean, she was doing fitness model stuff on Tumblr and got mind fucked with that shit. When she turned 18, started doing porn. Her parents found out in about 2 weeks. Supposedly they booted her out, but I think they moved her into a duplex they owned. So it's like you can't stop her from doing it. You're 18, but you're not doing it under my roof. So
okay, well, we can tell that she's already rich. He, whatever, is rich and entitled.
well,
So
she grew up in her parents are both very well off.
okay, yeah,
They had
so
a
entitled.
lovely house next to a river up there, but her mom's big in real estate. Her dad heads up an engineering firm.
What's really funny is that
She's got a bunch of money in the bank, but it's not going to last long at this rate.
What's really funny to me is that I noticed that a lot of people who do porn, their family is well off.
Yeah.
Or their family is like lawyers, divorced, what have you, doctors.
Yeah.
They're just a lonely child, and they're usually they're a lonely child into their adulthood, and at that point they're like, I want to make some friends, and they do it the wrong way. So
well, there's also a factor when she was in middle school, she got groomed and by an older boy, and actually the final thing was a boy and one of his friends, and I think that kind of kicked on a few switches too early.
Yeah, it did with me. I mean,
it usually does.
Yeah,
I mean,
and so like I said, she turned 18 when she started her senior year in high school, and she started doing porn like then. So, and a couple of weeks later, you're doing what? Not in my house, no.
Okay, got a couple more photos I'm going to send you with the sets I'm sending you on her, okay?
Oh, you've already sent stuff. Okay.
I got the first 1, 2, and just got a couple more things I'm showing you. My sister is...
That's your sister?
Yes.
Is she a model or something?
See?
No. Hold on. I'm just asking because these pictures look professionally done.
She's a professional photographer too.
Okay, so like that second one you sent me, and I'm like, is she like a model or what? Honestly, in my opinion,
she's gorgeous other than the horse mouth. I mean, let's be honest.
I see the resemblance,
which is weird because most people don't. Because
I see the resemblance, but
she's very Cherokee features. I'm very Lakota, but we have a little bit of tying ground between Dad's features.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I can see the resemblance, but at the same time, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
First off, if for me, it's not really my type. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying more.
Yeah, in fact,
is
the
more,
females obviously not your type.
She is more classically beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
That's just factual.
This fits the stereotypical standards of this is a gorgeous woman. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's the hair. I don't know. She has that like that second picture you sent me. I was like, is she a pervy teacher or something? I don't know. Like a pervy.
She's not a teacher. I mean,
a pervy college professor or a prep school. Something like that.
I mean, she's not a teacher, but she did have 5 kids from 4 dads, none of whom are the current husband. So.
Oh, fuck.
So she's been around a bit,
Well, as they say, a lot of attractive people usually have been.
Yeah.
But when it came down to it growing up, she had more boyfriends. I had more people obsessed with me to the point of willing to commit violent acts to get me.
Yeah. That's... I don't know. Me, here's the thing. When I was growing up, I did not realize at all how many people actually wanted me because I was so shy and in my shell but apparently there was quite a number of people that thought I was very, very good looking. And I didn't think I looked good. I didn't think I was good looking at all. So I was and even when I was going through the nerd phase, people still thought I was very, very attractive. And I'm like, no, like I was very scrawny nerd, but even the prep girls were like, you're kind of cute. And I'm like, what? I just at first I didn't believe them. I thought they were teasing me.
When you have somebody who's the older sibling who is skinny and fits into standards of beauty and is well received by people and has a lot of dates and is popular and doesn't have all the medical and mental issues, it's a hell of a thing to live up to when you have all these metabolic issues and self-image issues.
At that, my younger brother has always been the more attractive between us. Apparently, like everybody knew him. He was very popular. He was very attractive amongst the females and maybe even some of the males. But he's always been the more attractive between us.
I kind of wonder if it's her Indy's sister.
And I at some point I was just like, I don't care. He's him. I don't have to look up to that. I don't have a reputation to protect. I'm just doing my thing. Yeah. I don't care. And everybody knew him. And even though I was the one who was playing in a fairly well-known death metal band, everybody still knew him over me. So yeah, fairly well known around the area, I should say. Yeah. Like whenever they say Show No Mercy, they would like, oh, is Sean in that? Yeah. So but everybody knew my brother over me. So is like, oh, hi, my name's Sean. Oh, you're Austin. You're his brother, right? So I was like, okay, yeah, that's my bro. So that's just how it's always been. Now, but we've gotten off track from the whole Indigo thing.
Well, this isn't just about that person, so it's okay to get off track a bit here.
Well, I'm kind of wondering how this relates to her sister because she's got a sister 2 years younger, but I can speak from the perspective of the younger sibling. Watching the older sibling fuck up and making notes. Okay, not doing that.
Well, the thing I was getting at here is it's really easy when you grow up in shadow to think stuff. And I never had the self-esteem. Never. I never liked my appearance. I've never liked my body. I spent a long time trying to tape my boobs into oblivion, hoping if I taped them down long enough, they'd squish into the rest of me and disappear. P.S. Girls, it doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
You can actually cause damage to them doing that.
Yeah.
But trust me, you don't want to do that.
No, tell me. You want to talk about not liking your body? Tell me. I know. Like, once I hit 23, Twink Death came and hit me hard. 23, I was done.
Yeah. No, Indy's sister, she's okay. Not as striking.
It was like, once I hit 23, it was like it's like I got third puberty, the third coming of puberty. So the third impact, if you will.
Yeah, I'm going off camera a sec. If I don't take off this stupid thing I've been wearing all day,
Okay.
I'm going to lose all feeling in my body.
Yeah.
But with Indigo, I can tell you what doesn't work. First off, you have you had a number of strikes work. You have a number of strikes working against Indigo. So
Not the least of it, she's well known. Okay.
either I don't know that person, and I don't really care for the content per se. I gave a fair. I think I gave a fair assessment. But the thing is you had an audience, and you just
shit all over them.
Yeah, it's not necessarily shit all over them per se. It's just because you wanted to change your content, that's fine. But
shit all over them.
Don't expect people to follow you because or to stick around because they might not necessarily be into that. All right.
There's some hardcores. It's like, when are you going to pull out of this power dive, Indy? You know, because the latest thing she had a thing going pretty good there. It's sort of a gamer girl who does porn.
It's the same thing. Well, it's the same thing that happened to Metallica. You know, first 4 albums, great, and then out of nowhere, the Black Album comes out, and it's shit. I hated it. I hated that album. So
I don't know. While I get the complaints about that album that a lot of people have because it was more mainstream, which is a big complaint. There's actually several songs there I can actually connect to on a very deep level.
But don't get me wrong. I mean, it's just
they have tracks under 7 minutes long to actually play them on the radio. That's one of the things.
Yeah,
they couldn't play
them. But
yeah.
I will say I will listen to the Black Album over most of the ones that came after it.
That makes sense. Yeah, I prefer the. Don't get me wrong. Black Album was like
the early days. The early days were great. Yes. The Black Album was a little too pop culture, but still had some deep meaning and some good songs.
Yeah.
And then the albums after had sporadic good songs, but were just mostly fucking stupid.
Well, a lot of I don't know, like when it came to this, everybody thought that Metallica sold out, and they did. They sold out every night. So
I actually will say I hate the throwing around sellout often, but they actually directly went against things they said they stood for. That's where I can agree with sellout.
Yeah.
I don't agree with throwing that around at people because they try new styles or adapt their tastes or stuff like that. But when you fucking change who you are and go against something you've said is one of your core principles, which they did on several occasions when they were doing their changes and their adaptations.
That's why
without even an explanation to your personal evolution or your belief changes or anything, that does come off as a sellout.
Icon for Hire did it. They sold out hardcore.
See, I still have disagreements on that one because I think I can follow where they started to where they are now and actually see a psychological development through dealing with mental health issues. I don't think they are what they started as, but I don't think it was an intentional sellout.
I thought I don't know. They didn't put any of their songs that I loved that they were my favorite songs. Like they switched the lyrics on one and they just totally I felt abandoned. And I saw these guys before they were ever even popular. Before they got signed, I saw them live. They played at a church. I saw them live before they even had a record deal. They had just put out their EP. And it had like 4 to 5 songs on it. Maybe it had about like 9 songs on it, and it was literally their first album, but with like less songs. And like they had Make a Move, they had Off with Her Head, they had a Conversation with a Rock Star, which is one of my personal favorites. Pernilla, they had Pernilla as well. You know, they had all these good songs that I really enjoyed, but everything about them, like Conversation with a Rock Star, is gone. Like the profound message behind it was just gone. And I'm like, why isn't that masterpiece on the record?
This is why I think that they have serious issues, but I have trouble saying sellout for a few reasons with them. And it's because I do think it actually has to do with the mental health struggles of the lead singer. The way they've transgressed in their musical progression based on the writing. And it's probably why I can still connect to a lot of the more recent songs that you can't. Because they hit on a lot of the mental health issues I go through.
Yeah, well.
That's welcome to Rockland, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
I
this is us going off topic for a bit, but it's also about this when you change who you are.
Yeah.
Whether it's a natural evolution or not, it divides your fans and supporters. It always will. Within Temptation was blasted for doing their 80s version album, which was actually fucking phenomenal. And fucking hell, that album, along with the comic book and the little mini story horror clips and other stuff they created for it, was some of the best fucking work they did in some ways. Yes, it wasn't the traditional gothic doom metal they started with or the symphonic metal they did most of their albums, but it was phenomenal. It had beautiful stuff. It had intricacies. It had deep stories and concepts. It had mythological creatures brought into modern day telling. It had all this stuff, and they were trying something new. But they were still who they were. But they got blasted left, right, and center. Told they were sold out and all this other shit.
Let me try a little dovetail here. Foo Fighters, when they did a tribute when Robert Gibb died, the DGs. Dave Grohl up there, and they're doing Bee Gees covers. Very good Bee Gees covers.
There's another one to get.
I was reckoning as this is just for having fun. We're not going to tell the Foo Fighters. Foo Fighters is not a disco group. Okay, we're still going to.
By the way, that brings me to another sidetrack. There's a couple of metal artists I know who have done cover work of ABBA. One of whom people accept it from him because he's known for doing some crazy kitschy metal covers of almost anything, and he's from Sweden.
Yeah.
The other of whom, though, they're more dramatic as a group, and even though they did one song playfully as a cover, they got blasted having people say, well, your entire album now, you're just ABBA metal. So the next album they released, I told you about this one before.
Oh, boy.
They named after an ABBA song and did an entire album of metal versions of ABBA songs.
ABBA has the advantage. Those are damn good songs to begin with. They're very well-crafted songs to begin with.
My point is,
so they do weird things with them.
That's one way, because they weren't changing who they were. They weren't betraying their stuff. They were doing a kitschy, fun little cover of a band that they heard growing up. And the attacks that they got were horrific.
Yeah.
And they lost a band member in this time. It was part of why they did it, because he liked the band, ABBA. So they did the song partly to remember him after his death, and they attacked him for it. Wow.
Another cold. The early reviews are South Park. Well, nothing but fart jokes. No. Then they brought in Terrence Phillips. This is nothing but fart jokes. Okay.
So, literally, after this whole situation happened, they said, well, if you're going to attack us for trying to do something in tribute of a band we listened to growing up and that one of our members loved who just passed away, and you're going to say disrespectful stuff about him, his memory, and us, and everything else, then we're just going to fucking go for it. We're going to do a whole album.
Yeah.
Honey.
I liked their clapback because they didn't argue, they didn't fight, they didn't yell at the fans, they just went, fine, we're ABBA metal.
I wouldn't be surprised if you look on the credits and they have Benny and Bjorn on there as co-producers. Hey, come on, help us.
Honey.
These are your songs.
Babe.
What?
Babe, shut up for 2 seconds.
This better be relevant.
Well, it kind of goes into, what she was talking about with, doing covers and stuff.
Uh-huh.
What I want to know is, what did you think of that group that covered that Cranberry song?
They were okay.
Yeah, I mean, they were supposed to be...
The story behind it, because Dolores O'Riordan was supposed to be singing with them on that song, and then she died the day she was supposed to go in and do it, so it's kind of a tribute to her. Especially the video, but...
Which band covering which Cranberry song? Because there's a lot of covers of their music.
Well, I think it was Bad Wolves. They did a cover of Zombie.
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard that one. I'm not as fond of the Bad Wolves cover as some of the others.
It's actually okay. I mean,
out of the covers I've heard of Zombie, it's mediocre.
Oh yeah, I know. It's there. They don't disgrace themselves, and it's a nice tribute to Dolores.
Actually,
that's about it. It's why I kind of dropped off. I'm still on the actual song.
Anyway, back to perversion.
Yes, back to the proper thing here. Yeah. Like I said, Indy's sister, a couple years younger. She's okay looking. She's all right. But Indy was definitely the standout of the beauty. But again, I think there's a case of paying attention. Big sister's fucking up. Okay, not going to do that. She applied herself. She is now, I think, a rocket engineer in LA. So that's going to make things fun and Thanksgiving there. Oh, yeah. I got one daughter is a rocket scientist and the other one does porn.
You mean JPL?
That's still, I don't know. I don't know where she works. I'm not going to bother for that. There's no point in finding out. That's just I've heard she,
It's an interesting battle and situation dealing with in sexualities, fetishes, lifestyles, all that. The things that we've been through are part of the trauma. I am. Is anybody else on this panel somebody who's actually been through dysphoria? Anyone?
I'm probably the most stable one in the whole damn group. Okay, so,
I'm talking about true gender dysphoria.
No.
Nah, probably not. Maybe a little, but nah. I've had the thought.
It's just been a more curiosity thing. What makes people go through this stuff? Since I was a little kid.
Honestly, Fatal, I'm asking this not as an insult or a joke, but it might sound like I'm trying to be kitschy and snide. Was part of your thought process on that because you wanted to be the girl so all the guys would want you? Because I've known a lot of guys who are gay who really aren't dysphoric, who went through that thought partly because they wanted guys attracted to them.
I don't know. The weird part is I remember when I was growing up, like I was around like very young, I did a lot of girly stuff and like I carried around I literally carried around a purse because I wanted to be like my mom. And and I was very interested in, just stuff that my mom, like I was very interested in doing girly stuff and stuff like that.
Glad you weren't growing up today, they'd be signing you up for dick surgery.
And then, but like, my mom's like, you're, just, it's weird. And of course, I would get bullied and like throughout, like in the neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's an open target. Okay.
Yeah. And I don't remember much of school
Shows his butt. I mean,
but
somebody's awake again, I think.
It was very it was very weird, but at the same time, I don't ever feel like that I was
fully dysphoric, that you really hated your gender or anything.
No, I didn't hate my
gender.
Never
didn't want to be a boy. Just
No, I actually liked being a boy, especially when I. Like the more I started to discover about my body and how good it felt, I was like, hell yeah.
See, I hated being a girl to the point that I did all that stuff. I wanted to change it. I wanted all this. And one of the things that they don't want to address, because addressing it means they'd have to acknowledge that it's not all just this born this way mental status.
No.
Where a lot of people who go into dysphoric, self-hatred of their gender, all that stuff, is because of sexual assault.
It's a trauma response of some sort. Yeah.
Now, I'm not going into any details of that here for obvious reasons. That stuff stays private. I'm not even going into the number, although somebody down here actually knows how many have done this shit to me. I went very traumatic very fast as a child from a lot of this shit.
Yeah.
And I hated my gender. I hated it. And every time somebody else got this way with me, I hated it even more.
Yeah.
And so there is a balance that is a very difficult thing to argue and debate and get between on, where there are reasons why people go through this, both actual true genetic dysphoria, which does exist but is very rare, but more dysphoria cases come from trauma or sexual abuse than genetics.
Yeah.
And so I actually have a real problem with adult or kid.
If
somebody shows that they have dysphoric behaviors like this, same with eating disorders, they usually come from trauma and abuse of some form.
Indy's got that too.
If somebody shows, same here. Let me finish my point.
All right.
Not everything's about her.
I know, but I'm trying to keep it slightly on point here.
The point was supposed to be more broad, not just her.
Okay,
anyway.
I know, but example. Yeah.
If somebody has these dysphoric issues, it's usually about trauma and abuse.
I gotta get a haircut.
So, adult or child, if somebody's coming to somebody saying, I don't feel like I'm in the right body, I hate my gender, all this stuff, the first thing that should be required is to get counseling to find out if the person has been put through things that should be reported to the police or should get medical help because there's possible medical damage or other shit, and should get counseling for the trauma of what's going through. Whether or not that means they're going to still go through the sex change or not is irrelevant. They should get the therapy, even if it is genetic, because it is still something that's extremely stressful and damaging on the mental health to go through. And so why these people make it sound like you're trying to persecute people if you go, we should give them counseling, we should help them. It's like, we should fucking give counseling.
Yeah.
It's like the whole position of hate.
It's like the goal, like that's why I got a problem with these therapists who are rubber stamping this shit. The goal of therapy should be to get you to integrate, get the mind comfortable with body, not and resolve these issues, so they're okay with who and what you are. Not, oh, you think you're trans? Here's the dick saw. Here's your prescription for hormones. Like, totally screw up your body chemistry. Because you're right out of the fucking cliff. No.
Hey, remember that one lady in Great Britain that was born with both parts? Her parents decided to raise her as a boy.
I don't know about Colin. That, but all right, whatever.
That's a different situation, because the thing is, when born with both parts, usually there's a medical choice made. Yeah. And there's reasons. It's not that simple to just hold off and not make a decision to alter the sex and stuff there. Sometimes, let me say it.
All right. Mm-hmm.
You're really not letting me finish points.
Right,
it's starting to piss me off.
All right,
okay?
Come on, go. Say. Talk.
I'm trying to find my thought again.
All right. Mm-hmm.
When you have those issues, and hermaphroditic isn't exceedingly rare, but it is very rare. It is statistically, depending on part of the world, between 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 100,000. So it goes from rare to exceedingly rare depending on where you are and the genetic makeup of the people and all that shit. So it's complicated, and it does happen. And there are several cases of people who've been through that, and they're finding out there's more of them than they thought because they weren't reporting them to medical science when it was happening. So in those cases, sometimes the choice that's made in the instant, because there's medical reasons why they can't just leave both sometimes, depending on the situation, sometimes it'll kill them. So in that moment when the parent has to pick one, and it ends up picking wrong for this kid, there's an issue there. And I think with the hermaphroditic issues, now that we're having more clear genetic DNA and stuff like that, that can be traced to gender and stuff, they should be required to DNA test them for the actual biological gender before they make that decision. Because I have nothing against people who went through that and get to be adult and go, they picked wrong. This isn't right for my body. This isn't right for what I am. I have empathy like hell for them, even if they are rare,
Yeah.
That's what happened with Lady Campbell. She was born hermaphroditic. Basically, because her lady parts were malformed, they decided to raise her as a boy. And then she suddenly decided, when she was much older, that, nope, I'm not a boy.
Let's fix this,
So that's why I said I can't get along with the people on one side who say that they're all just mentally disturbed and all this and stuff. It's like, no. But is there an amount of mental health issue in all cases, even the genetic ones, because you're going through physical and mental hell and being in a body that confuses you, having sometimes your gender, biological gender, DNA and your parts don't always match. There are rare cases of that too. When you go through those kinds of cases, it's extremely traumatic. Let's have compassion for those people. So it's not as simple as, oh, they're all just disturbed. It's like, well, most of us are disturbed in some way or another.
Yeah, we all got something weird.
So I think that there is a place where the whole femboy and transsexuality can be. it's really creepy how some countries have fetishized it and the way they're basically preying upon these people and basically trying to get them to do sex changes in order to basically make them little sex dolls. And it's creepy. It's really creepy. And I've seen some of those cases pretty well, actually. And can we find a common sense in the middle where we can help the people and not embrace 90% of the insane going on around the community?
I don't know. Can we say that Indy's actually encouraging this type of shit by doing what she's doing?
I mean, most of the people I know who are legitimately have trans issues or dysphorias kind of feel that way. Not just about her, but about many penises.
That's a tick, folks. Not no.
About many of these people on both sides, and it's really complicated, and it's not that simple. And ultimately, I think what would be better for her and for people like them, even if you are genuinely dysphoric and you decide years later after you've got a fan base that you're not this, you're another. Don't bash the fans who have trouble adapting to that and accepting it. Be kind to them. Be understanding to them. Be respectful to them. Because they're not doing anything to hurt you. They're just hurt that something they cared about, something they looked up to has changed on them. Second of all, work with the people within those communities to legitimately care how those communities feel, what feels representative to them, what makes them feel happy, and work on that. It can be done so much better without feeling almost like a minstrel show.
And she's not doing that. She's, she hates being in the communities. So,
does that make sense to you, Fatal?
Yeah, a little bit. Like,
yeah.
My thing is that's fine, but you have to find, like, if you're gonna rebrand, don't expect to keep your audience. It's quite simple.
No,
don't expect
there's going to be a part of the audience that will always leave. Anytime you rebrand, anytime you try something new as an artist or as a person, everything I try brings in some audience and chases away others. Even if they're connective, even if it's this art form to this art form.
Yeah.
That's unfortunately the ballast of having fans and supporters, is they are fickle.
We are the bottom rung of show business. So it's about the audience.
I've gotten lectured by people because I will flat out say, I don't fucking care if nobody's watching. I'd rather just be me.
Yeah.
Now, that does not mean that I don't appreciate the people that are there.
Yeah.
But let's put it ballast to it.
Yeah.
I'm not selling myself out for these fucks. I'm not pimping myself out. I'm not their whore.
Yeah.
Fatal, you can be the whore. I mean.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, the way Indies handle it, it's like originally she in her coming out video, about 4 times she was going to say the content's not going to change. It's going to be 50-50. And while later, I didn't promise anybody shit, and I put up a video. So I put 4 clips from that video. You did promise shit. Don't be going. Because she also, before this, has a reputation as a bit of a troll. She tried to start a feud with Belle Delphine for one point. And she just.
She tried to start a feud, but yet there's content with her?
I don't know. No, not with Belle Delphine, but she was critical, made video critical of Belle Delphine because she didn't like the way, thought she was a garbage. I think it was trying, at some point, because she used to be perfectly normal as far as posting goes. But then she noticed these people were doing these edgy posts and saying shit. And so she said, hey, they're getting attention. Nothing's happening to them. So she tried it herself. There was one point where she went on a little tirade of post on the N-word over and over. Well, rappers do it all the time. Well, you're not a rapper. You're not even black. And that's what got her booted off many vids. Because she was posting racist content.
Cancer's looking like...
Nobody cares, Steph.
Looking like, what the fuck?
And I'm going to mute you if you don't stop this, okay? But
Bye.
I got enough trouble keeping track of my own thoughts, okay? Don't, okay? But yeah, she went on this tirade. She got booted off many fans. And eventually, I think that kind of died down a bit. But she, in the meantime, building up everything. It's kind of, she wanted to make friends. She was very open about her mental disabilities, mental disorders, and was kind of helping people. Let's talk about it. Let's kind of heal the other type thing. Be friends. And she built up quite a fan base with that. People, kind of talked to her as a friend. And then she pulls this about a year and a half ago.
Well,
and people say, wait a minute. And by this point, she's also got her little circle jerk of friends around who are driving people, and anybody tries to dare assault the queen.
Anyway, that fatal comment.
No, I can understand why, if she's going to keep like a circle of friends who also support her content and stuff like that, that's fine. I get it. But at the same time, I still just if fans leave, fans are going to leave,
Yeah. No, one of these guys actually had a very good point on her. She did a blog video, kind of what's going on, and went to very kind of a rambling thing, but the part of the thing about confusion about why this isn't taking off. Even the girl videos aren't bringing in the money anymore because he drove away all the fans. But one guy brought up that if the thing, what my want to do is just get back to the basics. What works? The gamer girl who occasionally does porn, and just start building that back up. And also suggested maybe rebuilding that, trying to get back on Pornhub, because Fansly is a niche site. It's not really for browsing.
Yeah.
Pornhub, say what you will, is great for just browsing. Just like, hey,
yeah, that's actually a very good point when you're trying to get your content out there. If you want to, first off, if you want to get your content out there, there's multiple places to do it. You can do a website and get a few free videos up there, and then leave a link and leave a link in the description or what have you to where to get some content, or do short videos. Like if you want the full video, come here.
Yeah.
But in what I know in her case, she wants to do free content, right?
Well, again, a lot of the stuff was on Pornhub for free. And again, she originally was complaining to Pornhub because people were leaking her content to Pornhub off of many fans and other thing. And they got, why don't you just start an account? We can start getting paid for it. And that's how she got on there. And then lots of she was doing straight to Pornhub. But then she did the trans thing, and that pissed people off and got her booted. There's no one. I just nuked it.
I don't know what her thinking on that was. Why she decided to. That was for her. I do not know, nor do I care. But
it's like.
But when you do stuff like that, expect pushback.
Yeah. No, and apparently the people she used to talk to at Pornhub are not there anymore. They all got fired, so the people there don't give a shit. And they changed the term of service, and they again really started hitting hard. Well, these videos you need to have a license from this guy here. Like, no, I'm not with him. I don't want to be with him, and I don't want those videos up in the first place. Just take them down. And for a while they were gone, but then the day they decided to drop the hammer, suddenly 8 of them suddenly showed up back, and boom, gone. So
see, I kind of have a problem with blaming.
Anyway, so, yeah.
I have a problem with blaming her for other people putting her content up without permission.
Yeah. Well, her stuff's leaked all over the damn place. She's very big in Russia. No.
Well, that's true of pretty much every porn star. Their stuff is all over the place leaked if you look. But she should not have gotten in trouble for other people using her stuff without her consent.
Yeah.
She shouldn't.
Yeah. No, she had done these, and they were originally pay-per-view type things. They were like, you wanted to see those, you got to pay for it. But like, they got leaked, and again, she was fighting for a long time. Take them down. I don't want these up, but they would never take it down. Now, I noticed for a while they were not showing up on her Pornhub thing.
Because refusing to take it down is a violation of privacy laws and safety acts and revenge sex laws and all kinds of other shit. And shame on Pornhub for that one.
Yeah.
Shame on them. And they have been caught recently multiple times refusing to take down content of actual SA.
Yeah.
So they have really become really shady, creepy.
Yeah, they were kind of skeezy before. Now they've really gotten bad. Okay, so she's been banned from Pornhub. She's been banned from ManyVids. She kind of torched the bridge with OnlyFans because she was on there for a while, but then she, didn't like the way they were doing it. She got off, and they were still trying to charge her fans, subscription fans. So, and she deleted every post personally.
See, and that
So
one
she's
I
burned
can
that
actually-
bridge too.
again, But that one I can actually see. This is the thing. I have no love for this person. Everyone knows that.
Yeah.
Partly, I'm the one who tells you to keeps telling you, brewer ass, quit trying. Okay?
Yeah.
Not as in an actual threat, as in fucking dust it off your feet and move on. Broom it. It's done. It's not worth this stress. It's not worth this aggravation. However, a lot of the ways a lot of these sites cut her out actually does violate laws.
Mm-hmm.
And actually does violate her safety and her rights. Mm-hmm. And I can still have a problem with them doing that to her even if I don't like her.
Yeah.
Fair assessment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot what I was going to say, but okay.
You said
I
you're a
don't
giant
exactly-
penis head. I mean,
But,
I don't
oh, shit.
exactly like her, but I still don't like, seeing this kind of shit done to her.
Yeah.
I admit fully, I fucking hate her guts, but I'm not going to wish for anything bad to happen, and I'm still going to speak out when people do it.
Yeah.
I was still the one that was trying to stop the people threatening to dox her in the chat that night.
Yeah.
Not just dox, SWAT.
Mm-hmm.
I was still
Yeah,
the
we're
one
watching
finding
her
the accounts that were sharing her information and her location and reporting them and getting them blocked out and shut down.
I understand that.
I defended her safety.
Yeah. And recently, because when she did her little $5,000 to do a girl video, but like this is it. It's going to be $5,000. You want a girl video for sure, then $5,000 because that's the cost of her website maintenance per month, about $5,000. Well, thing is, $5,000 came in. Okay, great, and she puts out a Pride video with it's like, oh, this is not what we paid for. That pissed off a lot of people.
And see, that's fraud.
Yeah, well, and then people reacted rather badly because
she defrauded them.
The allegation is that one of her little close friends, Jean Gabris is the handle on there, has been selling her content and information behind her back for years. I can't verify that. I can't, but it's been out there for a while that he's been making money off her behind her back. Well, these guys who said they got her information from him started putting it out. With the threat, one it was like her real name, her sister's name. It's like full thing. If you within 24 hours, you better put out a girl video. And I finally came across my thing, report him. It's like, yeah, congratulations.
That's the reason you're having to go to court over this.
That's another issue, and that's another issue that goes back to September actually when she first filed the thing.
And I'm not getting involved in this partly because of that, because I'm not being dragged into that bullshit.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about her. I've never fucking cared about her. Mm-hmm. And I've already fucking said, I don't care. I have openly and publicly, multiple times, told people to leave her alone and not to dox and SWAT and not to harass. And I just refuse to be a part of this fucking bullshit.
No, but one guy doxed her pretty thoroughly. And that's what we both reported that one. Where he put, the name of the apartment building, what floor she was on, what it overlooks, with the tag on, pay her a visit.
That's fucked up.
That's fucked up. He did it twice on there. He got a serious hate boner for her, reported him twice, but the thing is, last I checked, the account's still there, the post is still there, which tells me Indy didn't do a damn thing.
It also tells me that X is useless for actually stopping criminals from doing criminal acts because you don't have to have the actual person report it for shit like that.
There was still Twitter at that point. I'm not sure Ilana had taken over fully, but I think it was also that her idiot friends. Oh, it's fake. He doesn't know. That's Bob doing that. That's like the big thing for a while was blame everything on me.
Well, to be fair, you are pretty horrible to deal with.
Shit I had nothing to do with. In fact, there's one thing. The guy who supposedly killed himself brought something to her attention. It's apparently written by a psychologist, the blog post, who, someone got to look at, and I've looked at all this stuff, and she's not a trans. She's gone through some serious, I've got a whole thing screen capped. It's the problem is she's doing this publicly. She's turning an old new reality show. It's going to bite her in the ass. This is not the way you do it if it's for real. But that's a side track. I don't want to get down to that one here. It's mainly just
I thought this was going to be more about the sexuality and less about her. That's what I was told when I agreed to do this.
I know. Well, we're going to get back to that. I'm going to get off that.
Well, you keep going off on the tangents I don't want to be here for.
I'm trying to get back to it. About it. Why what's she doing isn't working. From the heterosexual perspective, it's like no guy wants to see that. We're very visual creatures. You see it when a porn thing, we want to see tits and pussy. Okay. And when she does the femboy stuff, we get neither.
Yeah, and from the gay perspective, where's the cock, man? The real one.
Yeah, gay guys want live cock. And again,
I'm serious. You could have, if you can make it to where it just, just make it look like. If she's making enough money to actually get the damn operation, to get the fucking operation, for God's sakes. Like,
she doesn't want to do that because she likes DP too much. So, that's the thing. It's like they're not showing signs of genuine gender dysphoria. Indeed,
she likes to DP, so she won't get surgery.
No, she won't do the bottom surgery. She wants top surgery because she doesn't like her tits.
That's part of gender dysphoria, right there.
I think it's more body dysmorphia though, because go back to her anorexia in younger days.
Okay, that makes sense.
And playing on the borderline disorder has gone over the border. So,
well, here's the. See, that's the problem I have. Like, if you're not going to get the operation, then first off, don't call yourself a femboy. Like, if you want to be androgynous, go ahead. Be an androgynous girl. I don't care.
If you want to be a girl playing with a phallic, even if you're pretending to be a boy, just mark it correctly and don't try to tell people that you're a guy.
Yeah.
There's still an audience that will like that. There's people who will like anything. But be fucking honest.
Yeah. I mean, her existing audience put up with a lot of that just to get a personal affection for her. Because she, previous things, there's a video or two. I'm just watching this because it's fun. Because the character in place, this very funny character, It's great comic timing, but again, lately the quality has dropped quite a bit. She's been smoking so damn much pot, she's fried her brain. But
well, here's the thing about what quality drops sometimes is that stress can also cause quality drop as well.
Yeah.
So, and that's just literally that's literally the part of showbiz right there.
Yeah.
Like, if you're stressed out, yeah,
you're not very creative, and a lot of it's inflicted because of what she's doing to herself. When she's putting herself in. What?
Can you chop me off, honey?
Oh, Jesus. What do you got in there?
Just my water. Although, if you want to get me something else, that's fine.
No, there's not much else. Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, so
what's your favorite form of cock porn?
What?
I said, what's your favorite kind of cock porn?
Like my favorite kind, like human or fantasy?
Okay, I wasn't going that route, but okay, go there, whichever.
Well, if we're going fantasy, obviously, I'd probably say the horse because the furry.
So wait, you're a sheep that once mounted by a horse.
Yeah, ironic, isn't it?
Oh.
But if we're going IRL, I think I'd probably prefer the uncut. So.
I was thinking more actual, like, what kind of stories, scenes, or activities, but you went straight to which kinds of penises turn me on more. Sure.
Well, you kind of said like what I prefer, and I'm like, okay, sure, we'll go there.
Oh, keep going. There's so much more to unpack. Let's go there.
But a lot of this stuff.
Look at he just bleated like a sheep.
A lot of that stuff is more, I don't know, it's personal shit that I kind of don't really want to get into.
Okay, fine. I'm just trying to understand it because I don't understand the porn appeal from any perspective here. And so, to people who are actually into that, I want to understand why.
It's strange. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Because for me, I just see porn as like the same thing as watching sports, the same thing as all this other stuff. It's like sitting in a chair and watching an exercise video while you do nothing.
Shit.
It's generally how it goes.
Kiss my ass.
No more interruptions.
Oh, come here.
Oh, shut
There
up.
you go.
There's my favorite kitty.
Okay, so a funny thing, I'm playing Fallout 4 right now, and I actually have
Well, I'm
Deathclaw.
stroking a big black pussy.
I have a Deathclaw gauntlet that I have lovingly named Prostate Exam.
Okay. Oh, righty then. All right.
I'm stroking a big black pussy, and he's talking about a prostate exam.
Mm-hmm.
It's my Deathclaw gauntlet in
Stroke
Fallout.
that pussy.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Steph,
Yeah, stroke that pussy.
Dice Nas Holton, woman.
Oh, hush.
That's what I told you to do. Now shut the fuck up.
Well, let me.
Bite
Well,
me.
No food poisoning.
let me look up that bit of advice he gave her.
Look at this. Look at this.
Aw,
Hmm.
he's so adorable.
Where is it?
What do you want to be?
Cancer. Oh. I love you. I love you.
It's almost like I can hear him
Here we are.
purring.
You probably can.
Yeah, he's purring pretty loud.
Okay, let's put that there.
Whoa.
All right, what did Peterman have to say here?
Oh. Stroke the head and then rub the pussy. Penis.
There we are.
twist.
Yeah, the comment he put in here, it's like, you're all over the place with their ass. I have thoughts. I could write a white paper regarding my takes on half of what you said, which I won't do. It's a focus briefly on the marketing side. Don't know how to get around a shadow ban. Like to see the data confirm your shadow ban or something else. Yeah. When things aren't going well, I strongly believe in returning to the basics, fundamentals, on what has worked in the past and what is not what she's doing now. Yeah, before TikTok, people would say they found you on YouTube or Pornhub. As you noted, Fansly isn't really bringing the new people. It's a niche site, which is not open to casual surfers. Returning to YouTube with regular gaming streams and Friday evening chat. Yeah, getting back to the regular thing, because her YouTube channel got demonetized because she wasn't doing anything on it. They went silent for like 6 months. Then she did one trashing me. Then another 6 months before she did something else.
Aw.
And I said, yeah. Said Pornhub is still the surest way to market itself as a sex worker, and trying to patch things up, no, not going to work. But said reunions are great, and it's like, she wasn't that highly rated. Okay, she was still an amateur.
Yeah, there he goes. Yep, he's purring.
But basically, if she wants to rebuild her audience, it's like go back to doing what you're doing before there, which is
Okay.
not boy
I'm
stuff.
gonna have to set you down now.
And I think what started she
He doesn't want to let go, does he?
Sorry.
I mean, she did one video. It was like playing as a boy before she did the the trans thing, but as kind of a tutorial on how to do a proper dick pic.
Really?
Yeah, it was kind of interesting.
Yep.
You
Whoa.
fucking kidding me with
No,
that?
she did it at the guise of kind of guy walking in on his friend trying to do what are you doing, guy? And just to showing how to properly hold the can, get what you want to do, and then climaxed with her doing basically simulating a blowjob with it, and that kind of started an inside joke of no, it's not gay. I got my socks on. So whatever how that went. I don't know. So that's been a running gag. Is this gay? No, she's got her socks on. So, But that's I think the first time she actually played a boy. in a video, one of her cosplay things.
It sounds fucking stupid.
It was, yeah, it's interesting, but it's like, only if you're interested in doing dick pics. But
again, what's the point of a picture? Just find a dick and suck it. Fatal can agree with this, right?
Sorry, what did you say? It's kind of hard to hear.
I said just find a dick and suck it.
In context to what?
Just in general.
Okay, yeah.
But there was also something way back when she was still doing streaming, I think on ManyFans, with her friend Katie. I can't play the clip because they're both naked at the time, but basically talking about how you had just seen an episode of Catfish and talking about some gal who successfully convinced that she was other people online that she was a guy, actually met these girls, had a very realistic schlong, a realistic strap on, and did stuff. Somehow got like $1,000 out of it, or 10,000. I don't know, a bunch of money out of it. And some of the reference, one of them said, "No, that might be the way to go. Like if this goes south, it's like we'll pretend to be guys."
Well, that was foreshadowing.
And some are saying that could be the smoking gun of this is where the whole started. She's going back to that, but it's gone from like a few years ago saying I don't blame my gender, I don't blame being a girl, and then suddenly I'm a guy. It's like something switched. Because she does have a history of, again, middle school thing. Apparently something else happened afterward, with an older guy, but she's a train wreck. Okay. I freely admit she's a train wreck.
I mean, I went through blaming my gender. I don't pretend I didn't.
Yeah.
It's really easy to go through that when you go through those kinds of things.
And her lifestyle is such that she really hasn't been inclined to grow up in any real meaningful way. She's still living like the cheerleader down the hall doing porn in her bedroom. Although I think some advice is sneaking through. She's talking about buying a house now. Finally.
Well,
all the money she's racked up, she's finally talking about buying a house.
More power to her then.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing that's really pissing me off about her though right now is she's wasting the court's time by, filing a legal action against you when all it is really.
Well, that's basically my main argument in court is like she's better to involve the court in a Twitter fight. And the evidence she's put forth is really nothing. Most of it is completely benign. One of them isn't even from me. It's from some whack job in Japan, I think, that was starting trouble. And the big thing she puts right up front could be, I think it's one of his weirdo accounts. But the big thing she puts right up front and center is I did a second boyfriend application where I thought, okay, let's be serious here. No, I'm not going to, because the first one I was joking along, playing along with a boyfriend application, being a little thing, but the second one, very serious. And lay out, okay, this is what happened here and there and there. And then then I put in there, I solemnly promise I will never put this information out. I will keep this to myself. Whereas the accusation and the complaint is, I'm afraid he'll follow through on his threats to release information. So when I put a video thing, I opened up. I have never threatened her. I will never threaten her. So
to be clear, I think you've gone way too far in caring about this and following. And I've gotten on your case at times from saying I think you're going too far, but you're not a stalker. You're not a doxer. You're not trying to harm her. You're not doing any of that shit. You're just a little bit too much of a white knight who can't learn to shut the fuck up.
I'll cop to that, but it's kind of exacerbated with someone who genuinely needs a whack upside the head and get off the ditch. But it's like, and I even put in the thing, it's like, I'll leave it to the court whether or not they want to charge her with perjury, putting a false statement in the thing. But
in other words, she needs a Leroy Jethro Gibbs in her life.
For a slap upside the back of the head.
But that's why I said I don't like getting involved in this one too much, because I haven't agreed with half of the shit you've done. I don't think you're doing what she's claiming, but I haven't agreed with it. And I've been very vocal to you about knock it off.
Yeah.
I've been very vocal to you saying knock it off, quit doing this, don't quit caring on streams. So it's not like there's not a public record of me saying that shit.
No.
Panther is still on me. He's laying here on my lap.
Aww.
And he's purring just like fanatically.
Yeah.
I put him down like 6 times and he keeps jumping back up.
Well,
Oh, we had a few of those moments with Jonesy. I mean,
so
generally speaking, I think this whole thing is, no, there's nothing wrong generally with the whole variation between trans and twink and all that porn, but you can't hold on to fans that you had from straight life and girl stuff if you're doing that shit, first of all. Second of all, half-assing it and going part way and refusing to actually go into it is going to turn off most fans. Thirdly, don't lie to the fans, don't promise things you won't commit, and put effort into actually being believable. That's my takeaway for this. Fatal?
I'm not going to put that far because that would just push it. Okay, she's going to do the surgery. No, I don't want her to do the surgery. I'm trying to get back off the cliff from that.
You're a general. We're not just talking about her, remember? You promised me this was about the topic
I know,
in general.
I know. Well, let me get general. Femboy work only works if you're actually a femboy, which is the definition is a biological male that tries to pass as a female.
Trap.
Yeah. Think, Dylan Mulvaney type of thing.
No.
Oh,
But
I don't really want to think about that.
The dictionary definition. He's a biological male trying to pass as a girl.
Yeah, but there's other issues with that too. And
Yeah,
he's a
no,
fucking sexist piece of shit who hates women.
That's a skinny ass little crazy anyway. But that sort of thing. Or Eddie Redmayne in one of his androgyns when he was playing, in the movie of the French Girl. Or David Duchovny when he was doing his, he would do drag.
And I was trying to ask Fatal here what his general opinion of the whole trans porn situation is as the gay guy.
I don't mind it. It's just, like, in regards to who we're talking about, or just
general? Because I was promised this was a general topic.
Okay, yeah. Honestly, I don't mind it. People are gonna like what they're gonna like, right? So, but at the same time, just don't expect me to be into it. It's not my stuff. It's not my stuff. All right, like. It really depends. It really depends on what I see and what I like and what gets me going. And if it doesn't get me going, then
what's the fucking point?
Like, I'm not gonna watch it. And don't call me a bigot because I'm not interested. It's because hello, we still have preferences. All right.
That's the thing that I can't stand about this whole movement right now. Is they're literally trying to shame and bully gay men and lesbians into going into this shit with them.
That's the one thing I can't stand about the whole egg culture. Okay. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with that.
I've heard the term, but I'm not quite.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I've heard the term, but I can't remember offhand which one it is.
Need a proper explanation here.
Egg culture. Okay. It's egg culture is something that is happening in the femboy and trans community, and a lot of people are saying stuff like it's kind of like the before they hatch, if you will. If you're a femboy, people say, oh, you're actually trans, right? It's like it's kind of before they hatch, and it also is like another thing. It's like a play on words of egging them on. So
this is the stuff that they're trying to do to like women with PCOS, saying that we're not fully women and shit like that, and trying to push us into it. That they're doing with a lot of autistic people, trying to push them towards it. All this shit.
Yeah, there's that, but mainly it's, for the most part, it's people who say, "Oh, I'm a femboy." No, you're just trans. No, there's this whole movement, very malicious movement, mind
transing the gay away is basically they're doing.
Pretty much, what I'm saying is that it's actually that movement is going after a lot of different people. Anyone they basically think is in the spectrum of sexualities or the spectrum of mental health, they're targeting for to try to basically conversion therapy them into trans.
It's very malicious. I do not like it. I do not support it.
I've had messages from people in that segment literally telling me that having PCOS means I'm not a real woman or I'd have babies, so I might as well be a man already.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. It's like and they're supposedly and they've managed to work themselves into the LGBT whatever community under a tolerance, and it's like then it's basically it's a poison pill. It's like they're working from the inside to eliminate. There's your genocide right there. Then it keeps like, oh, genocide. No, what you got in your midst is the genocide. They're trying to eliminate you, but sterilizing everybody and going surgeries. 15
years of dysphoria and suicidal behavior. I'm happy, and they want to force me back into the other. Mm-hmm. Think about that.
Yeah, it's like they're trying to be bold. That is this draconian application of gender stereotypes.
Also, by the way, my husband is not gay. He does not want me to change my sex, even if I had that drive.
Yeah.
He does not want a penis. He wants my tits and pussy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness.
And he demonstrates this on a regular basis.
That's making me think of an old Next Gen episode.
Oh dear God.
It's about a planet of
we're talking the androgynous one that Riker falls in love with one of them, and
yeah.
That was their first foray into trying to address the issue. And
see, I think they actually did address the issue of the changing from gender to gender and falling in love with old flames that you had under the old gender and all that really well with Jadzia, actually.
Yeah, they did a better job with that one.
I think they handled it really well with respect to people going through that shit, and I actually really appreciated how they did Jadzia's story.
Yeah. So that put a spin on it. So what are you in love with? The mind, the personality, and everything, or the genitalia? That's what are you really in love with? Is it the person, or is it the package?
Well, because she had reason to be very confused because she had memories as the opposite sex with that person.
Yeah. And the regrets because she, went on that mission and got killed, and
I think they did it very well in that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, something positive to come out of this whole time we're sitting here doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Done.
Ta-da!
Aww.
Yeah, that's why her head's been down half the time. Okay, she's been doing artwork.
Either that or a blowjob. You'll never know which. I mean,
but depends on how quiet Steve is during this thing.
You really think Steve's in the room, dear?
No, but also, I also think I don't think he'd be that quiet.
No. Sorry.
He's a groaner. Okay.
I wouldn't say that's the term for it. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Fatal, you're very quiet. What are you thinking?
Oh, Kitty. He's back.
I don't know. I'm just...
Mm-hmm.
I have my thoughts on everything, and sometimes I just wonder why we allow... why do we allow such... it just seems problematic almost, for the most part, doesn't it?
Because we've been cowed into, we don't want to offend anybody. So,
I want to offend people.
Yeah, that's the thing. There are a few of us, troglodytes out there still out there. Nah, fuck you. You're wrong. This is bullshit.
I like offending people. What the fuck are you talking about? It's fun. Offending people is fun. Here, HUD. Am I best as a woman with big boobs? The look I'm getting right now. Well, show me. What do you think? Oh, come on. You
no, that doesn't mean reach in and grab him, okay?
Yes, it does to him. Watch. Ah!
Hi, Steve.
Remember, you're on the air. We are live. There is a...
I don't think he cares.
There's a potential audience
here. Would you be good?
Yeah.
Would Zachy Erwin back.
Yeah, just go off camera so he can grope you to his heart's content. But anyway,
I like Steve.
so basically,
cool.
you know, if you got a career of 10 years doing regular, you know, standard girl porn, don't suddenly explain to you, I'm a boy and expect things to go all hunky dory. It doesn't work that way. If you want to do the occasional thing where you're playing like okay, well, accept you're playing like one, but no one's going to believe it. You're not fooling anybody.
Oh man.
Especially if you do a little thing and see the. There's a streamer too where she's cataloging them all, trying to sort them all out. Like, you know.
You remember that time I told you about when your mother and I were watching an old episode of
Murder, She Wrote, and Bruce Jenner was a guest star. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh yeah, didn't he change his gender?"
Yeah.
So
that's one
your
thing.
mother may not have been as homophobic as she likes to, or as she liked to think, but
Well, she made a comment, but I don't know beyond that. But like I said, I don't think he did that to get out of a vehicular homicide rap. That's a little extreme. So there was something going on there. And just saw her ticking a bit.
I don't know.
Penis.
Well, but we got to Well, there you go. What works, what doesn't. I can tell you what work. Well, I can tell you what does work,
Yeah.
and it's basically just when you set out to do something, just do it. Don't just sure, if you want to try something new, but you don't want to change the base of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's about it. That's kind of my thing. Like, because from what I understand, from what I see, that content that she's putting out, or whatever.
She. I don't play the porno games. It's she. Okay.
But that content that they're putting out should be popular, right? Is it widely
older stuff is?
Older stuff is, but the new stuff is not. Well, It should be popular. She's she's not finding the proper audience. Audience hasn't, it's too niche.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be very careful with your audience. So that's my assessment. It's too niche.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the proper audience for it. Yeah, and pretty much swapping cars when you're halfway through the destination just to go the other way just doesn't translate very well. So good luck to them and whatever they decide to do. But other than that, it's not my content, Yeah,
I think there's a certain level of biological reality that has to figure into it somewhere.
Well, here's another thing. It's not my thing. I know a lot of pansexual. I know there's a lot of pansexual people on the account that love this stuff. I don't follow it. I don't care for it. I'm seeing a lot of males or females, whatever, like they have masculine features, and I think they're men, right? Except they got vagina. And I'm like, what?
Is it a real one or is it?
I don't know. But either way, it's a fucking turnoff.
Oh,
depends on if they're British. I mean,
British? Well, I don't get it. What?
British are known for having manly women.
Well, I don't know.
I'd have to see it for
Well, it's quite. It just doesn't fit for some reason. You know what I mean? It doesn't fit the idea. Like I could. First off, I'm so fucked up and corrupted. I could see a woman with a dick easily. I cannot see a man with a vagina.
Yeah.
That's your own fucking corruption.
Yeah, I know. So I can't see a man with a vagina, and yet there it is, and it's not my thing. I'm not interested in it. For the people who like it, good for you. Not my thing. I'm sorry.
Maybe if Buck Angel got back into doing porn, I don't know.
like just stick with cock. I mean, seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
But then again, that's my preference. So, and preferences should not be demonized.
Yeah.
No, if it wasn't for preferences, including racial ones, I wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
If mom wasn't into brown boys and dad wasn't into white chicks, I wouldn't be here, for fuck's sakes. I mean,
Yep. That's how it goes. Preferences,
Yeah.
preferences. It's all. The thing is, what's happening in this? What is happening in this attack of sexual culture and everything else? Like it's literally an invasion of all sorts of ideas into sexual culture, and it needs to stop. What's happening is that they are eliminating individuality.
Yeah.
In a certain sense.
That's kind of.
Do not like it.
Supreme Court has struck down the attempt to rewrite Title IX. So no, you don't be getting boys in girls' sports and girls' locker rooms and everything else. So
And there was one
that does not mean that locals can't do it. That's the problem.
well, they have to face the local wrath though, because the federal's trying to. No, the Supreme Court should. No, you're not doing that.
Well, that's I don't know if
You're
it.
destroying the whole
That's the
point.
problem. That's the problem with a lot of people who don't understand the role of the federal government, and they're like, well, or they do understand the role. It's just that they want it federally mandated, and I'm like, that is your tyranny.
Yeah.
Speaking, stop. I don't want nothing.
It's a
federally
battle
mandated.
point. It's like as
Yeah.
much as I hate federal mandates. There's very, very, very little that I consider to have any basis in that. The only place I feel that we have a basis for that is literally to protect our constitutional rights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't like it when people want to make it a federal law, or to make it like where it's it's federally enforced, if you will. First off, when you do shit like that, it just means you're a fucking tyrant.
Yeah.
And that's left, right, center. I don't care who you are.
Like I said, the only place I feel that federal mandates have a validity is to protect our rights from people trampling on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the only thing. But when you have
me
people
saying that reminds you why you like me, doesn't it?
Yeah. But like, here's the thing, like with the LGBT, it's like, well, expect us to respect you. No, nobody has to fucking respect you for anything.
I don't have to respect anybody. I don't even respect half of my family. Fuck off of that shit.
Respect is earned. Yeah.
I will treat you civilly unless you do something to earn my anger.
Yeah.
You
But
get
respect? Go suck a fat cock. I mean,
you get basic human respect that is awarded to everybody.
Yeah.
That is it. Unless you do something that is absolutely amazing to earn it on an individual level. Unless
you do something to lose it, and I think you're absolute shit. And then you can fuck yourself.
But when for groups, nobody has to, for the groups out there, LGBT, nobody has to respect you. Nobody has to respect your pronouns. Nobody has to respect. First off, here's another thing. If somebody accidentally says, "Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am," or "I'm sorry, sir." "Oh, it's ma'am." "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." I didn't know. I thought you were the blah 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 blah. But don't just go rage like. Don't just go trans rage, all right?
I have a friend, a gay guy friend, who is literally so androgynous that when we first met him, for the first month and a half we knew him, we thought he was a woman, and we had to question that both ways.
Yeah.
This is a biological male. We called him a woman several times. He never got offended or corrected us.
Probably because he understood, and it's just like, okay.
Been through this before, yeah.
Well, that lucky bastard.
But if you're an old fat guy who clearly used to play football, doesn't matter if you're in a wig and a miniskirt, you have no cause. It's ma'am. Really? Yeah.
I know it's strange.
That
And
baritone, sure it is, Sparky.
I know it's strange to you, but if they want to do that, let them do that. I don't care. Just
It's just the asshole behaviors of people who don't go along with you.
Mm-hmm.
You have a right to do that. You don't have a right to force other people to agree with you.
No.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people who don't. Like, I don't agree with other things that they do, but I'm not trying to get them to stop either.
Yeah.
How many times do we argue and disagree on a lot of shit?
Mm-hmm.
A bunch.
Several times today.
That's because you're a manho. Okay, thank you.
Another thing is like, it's like, okay, take your Slurpee. Here's your change. Get the fuck out of my store. I don't care. I'm never gonna see you again. Why should I give a shit?
Well, I don't care what people prefer to be called. Guess what? If you don't earn my respect, I'm gonna call you fuckface or cum socket. How's that?
Yeah, those are your pronouns. Get the hell out of here.
There was one time when somebody thought I was a guy. It was because
I can see that. I mean,
fuck you. I went into 7-Eleven to buy Bob a copy of what was it? Maxim, I think it was, because it was one of these issues with. I think it was Jolene Blaylock.
this is an interesting relationship when you're off buying your husband whacking material. I mean,
Maxim doesn't. That's not Maxim material.
Yeah, but it was Jolene Blaylock in there, and
hello, Netcat.
right around the time the Enterprise was starting up, so I decided to buy him the magazine, and so I said, "Thank you for your business, sir." I was like, "What the fuck?"
That might not be so much of what of your build as much as you're buying a copy of Maxim. And
Did you get called into work after I left you at home?
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we actually know where each other live.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the few people anywhere in this country that actually knows where I live.
Yeah, and you're out shopping for pew-pews today. Like I said, the Walther PPK is best thing or something like that.
Anyway.
Concealable and can knock someone's ass
Anyway.
off. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What are we talking about?
Let's drop that one, please.
Bang,
okay,
bang. Yep.
Bang, bang! Fuck you, Netcat!
Like I said, I still get a bit of a chuckle when in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, and Julian Glover shoots Sean Connery with a Walther PPK.
While we were out,
wasn't it?
The game.
I was speaking. While we were out today, we went to a sporting store and looked at some guns. Bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
Bang, bang. Bang, bang. Stop that.
Shut me down, bang.
It's not as bad as the tick I developed in Chicago the other day, so I'll live with bang, bang.
Mm-hmm.
And to anybody who wants to say that, oh, look, she's eating ice cream. Look at the fat girl. 1 gram of sugar, almost no carbs, packed full of vitamins and health food in it.
It barely qualifies as ice cream. Okay.
Actually, it tastes like everything, though. It's really good quality diet stuff.
Next time you're knocking around in Walmart, see if they actually have some of that there.
I don't think I've seen it, but okay.
I haven't seen it in any Walmarts.
Did it
I
get
don't know if you have any other grocery stores around you.
Did we get Clitty Titty Gangbang down as a card?
I'm not sure.
I'll put that just to make sure.
Well, even if you got sucked into working that cat, I hope you're having a good night.
Oh, and Mammoth posted a picture of him and his girlfriend. Okay, let's see.
Okay, Hy-Vee, is that one of the Kroger stores or?
No, Hy-Vee is a local chain over here.
Okay.
Semi-local. They're all over this region.
I'm saying white card base because it needs work on it, but just to get the thing down.
You need work.
Oh, and honey,
Penis in your butt.
Not in my butt.
One of these days, we're going to be making another road trip to Kansas.
Oh, God.
Just so I can get these.
At the what?
I want to get me a burger with government cheese, damn it.
Ew, why?
Because of who it's made by.
What, that's the nearest Wahlburgers is Kansas?
Yep.
May I remind you, we've got government cheese in the damn fridge. Okay?
Yeah, but you never use
There
it
we
on
go.
anything.
Because it's government cheese. Okay, you know.
Yeah, that's just crap. It's not even cheese.
The only advantage it has, it's free.
And for the record, honey, they on all their burgers. I've checked.
Whatever. Okay, there's overpriced stuff anyway. We didn't do them when we were there in Florida and they were all over the place.
Well, we did get to go to Golden Crest, thank goodness.
Steph, you've got to stop obsessing over weird, stupid shit nobody cares about.
Especially totally irrelevant to the topic at hand. All right. Change the record.
I am not taking food poisoning just because you want to insult me.
Oh,
Okay, we're at hour 41 here. I don't know how much longer we can exhaust this topic because we've already been.
Well, I'm already done talking about it.
We've been fighting to stay on it in the first place, so I think we'll hang out back. Thing, you know what? We'll talk at you later, kids.